Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. The presidency has come up with a very strong warning to those who are demanding that President Muhammadu Buhari should resign from the office of the president of Nigeria. Don't forget that some days ago, Salihu Yakasi, who was the media aide to Governor Ganduje of Kano State, came up to talk about the dismal performance of the current administration and demanded for resignation of President Muhammadu Buhari. Was arrested, but I heard that he has been released. Now, also, Prophet Primate Elijah Ayodele, who is the leader of INRI Evangelical Spiritual Church, also came up on the 1st of this month to talk about the presidency resigning his appointment, that he should resign his appointment, that Nigeria was sinking and the government had completely failed. The issue of herdsmen is still causing a lot of stuff, and that even the President Buhari, doesn't even understand the direction of the government, and even said that what is currently happening in the country is worse than COVID-19 because on daily basis the nation is consumed, and he said that he doubts if there will be anything like the country will be the same in 2023, and said that the time is coming that all politicians will be on the run. But guess what? The presidency have also sent messages to people who are carrying such words in their mouth. And according to the news, President Muhammadu Buhari's special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, has cautioned those calling for the resignation of President Muhammadu Buhari. Adesina said those calling for Buhari's resignation due to the issue of insecurity in Nigeria were only exercising their freedom of speech, but such expressions has its limitations. He spoke when he was interviewed in Channel Television while responding to a question on Nigerians asking for Buhari resignation. According to Adesina, he said, and I quote, "Under a democracy, people have the freedom to speech. You have freedom of speech, although that freedom also has boundaries. There is no freedom that does not have boundaries. The freedom that does not have boundaries will even injure the person who is utilizing that freedom. So, if anyone says that kind of thing under a democracy, it is allowed, but when it is bent on causing chaos, that person may be asked to come and answer certain questions." And this is coming when a lot of people have been demanding for the president to step aside due to the poor performance of the administration in respect to insecurity. Wow. This is a pointer to the fact that Nigerians, if they are not properly guided, may run into trouble in the nearest future. But come to think of it, when we are talking about the issue of demanding the president to resign, we have to be very specific here because there is no person that will give you a job function and is paying you to carry out that job function, and within a long period of time there is no improvement. Every time is dismal performance. Every time they're carrying out your performance review, they notice that you are not doing anything reasonable. In an official environment, that the employer have the right to tell you, hey, that you've got to step aside, no harms, because the truth is we gave you a responsibility, which is to make sure that you protect the lives and property of the people, you improve on the current economic situation in the country. For example, if someone wants to get into an office, especially politically, you will be allowed to present your manifesto. I could still remember when the president emphatically talked about handling the issue of insecurity, and even went as far as promising Nigeria that economically he's sure that he will lift more than 100 million Nigerians out of poverty. Now, Nigerians looking at this thing, even in the second term of this administration, seems to be overly worried. As much as the president has a cabinet, but we will say that the cabinet is not performing superbly as expected, especially on the issue of insecurity. Now, listen to what if you have the privilege of listening to what those who were abducted, especially the children, what they have to say, and some other videos that we have seen thus far, you'll be so shocked what the people, the confessions of those people. I watched one video of one Fulani man who is now a repented person who was involved in the issue of banditry, insurgency, kidnapping, and all of that. And it blows my mind to hear those things that I heard. It was shocking, talking about that they have been empowered, how they were being given weapons and all of that. Man, I was like, and he was pointing fingers at some person who are even involved in this government. I was like, man, is it that nobody's seeing this video? It was littered there. It went viral on this thing, on the social media. So when Nigerians sit back and they hear these things, you know, we cannot do anything, but we feel we have the right to castigate the government. We have the right to tell them the truth. One thing that was said by Bacha some years ago was the issue of insecurity. Was talking about the issue of insecurity, that any problem that is pending for too long, that don't look afar off, it is right within those who are behind it are right there amongst you. And guess what? From the confessions that we have heard, from the children that came in that we released fairly recently, and even the some of the bandits who have given up their arms, it is a troubling one for the country. Nigeria is bigger than one person. That's the truth. There is no one person that Nigeria is not bigger than, no matter who you are. Nigeria is bigger than me. Nigeria is bigger than you that is listening. Nigeria is bigger than every other person. So with that in mind, we should have this understanding that if we cannot deliver on that which we had promised the people, and that thing that made them to believe on us, if we cannot deliver, at one point, it's really wise for you to say, well, I don't think I can continue again. Let me step aside because I love this country. I can't forget what Jonathan did for this country. When he noticed that the rate the whole thing was going, it was going to trigger loss of life. People are going to die in the process and all of that. And he came up and said, well, my ambition is not worth even the blood of Nigerians. One Nigeria. My blood, not Nigerian. My ambition is not worth it. For that reason, I better give up. Ordinarily, especially in a democratic setting like Nigeria, there's that announcement that the opponent has won and the incumbent has fell. Automatically, the report wouldn't even go out. By combination and permutation, they will stop it and then see how they can call for re-election for the current government. But hey, he had to let go, call the winner, which was Muhammadu Buhari, and congratulated him immediately. Because this thing is not a do-or-die affair. In politics is not a do-or-die affair. If you have the privilege to stay there, wow, thumbs up to you. If you can't, your life still runs and still counts. Guess what? People will still say, today, he's one of the people that is highly celebrated in Africa. We need to have this mentality so that we don't begin to run around people who are castigating us. Why did you say that we are not performing? How can you say such a thing? Do you know that it can cause the people, even if the person doesn't come on social media to say it, automatic, your performance report is glaring. All eyes are seeing it. If you doubt it, go to the street and begin to carry mouth and put in the mouth of Nigerians. Tell them to tell you the sincere truth. And you'll be so shocked that 80% will say the same thing. So right now, the ideal thing to do, let's go back to our drawing board, and start perfecting things. Those areas that we know we are failing, those areas that we know we are not performing as expected, come on, let's correct it and see how we can put smiles back in the faces of Nigerians. That's my candid advice. Not to say there's a limit and all of that. It doesn't make any sense, But I'd like to leave it there. Go to our comment section.